Hello and welcome to another Looney Tunes review video. If you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to follow my journey to review all 1000 classic Looney Tunes shorts and give this video a like as well. So this is a review for Polar Pals, released in 1939. It's the 244th of the series and it's directed by Bob Clampett. You can find this on the Looney Tunes Golden Collection Volume 5 DVD set, the Porky Pig 101 DVD set, and a HD version has appeared on HBO Max. However long that streaming service will last, I don't know. Now, in case you haven't seen this one, and I can't show the full thing here due to copyright on YouTube, but there's really not much to it. Porky Pig, for some reason, is living in the North Pole. There's a musical number, which is quite catchy, and I will get to that very soon. We then see the villain, I Kill 'Em, haha, right? And Porky helps defend the animals against I Kill 'Em, and that's pretty much it. So first up, you're going to see a re-edit of the original audio commentary I did before I had to take that down due to copyright and all that jazz. After that, there'll be some new thoughts from me and a sample from the Bob Clampett retrospective. So grab some popcorn and enjoy. Just weird how you think it's all, fur coats and you think, gee, Porky, has hunted down all these polar bears, he's a real brute. But no, they're his friends. Now, I like this gag here. I mean, you know what to expect. You really do. But it's done so well that you're just like, you know what? I expected this, but it's funny. So, yeah. But this is the first Clampett in the previous, as opposed to the previous two cartoons where he cast Porky Pig as another role. And here is Porky Pig being, Porky Pig. For some odd reason, living in an igloo. And, the song that we're going to see here with all the animals just dancing, being happy, is called Let's Rub Noses. And, it's a catchy little tune. It does eat up a bit of screen time before the story actually starts. It takes about, I think, a third of the, or actually even close to half of the cartoon, and we haven't gone into the main part. But it's a great animation. I mean, imagine being the animator having to do the reflection there and doing all these weird and wonderful little exaggerations. But here's where the story starts. So we've got this character called I Kill 'Em, voiced by Billy Bletcher. He seems to be interested in regular seals. I mean, I'm no expert on seal hunting or anything. I think the whole thing's just, barbaric and which is should be pretty obvious. But I believe it's the younger seals that they went after because they had the fur and the old ones don't. I don't know. And I am going to put my National Geographic hat on. There are no penguins in the Arctic. They're only in the Antarctic or, in certain other regions. But, yep, they're not in the Arctic. Yep, don't believe me? Look it up. It's actually a fact. See, you come to these commentaries not just for cartoon stuff, but also stuff about penguins. This is not Clampett's best. But as I say on a lot of these cartoons that are at least decent and have some funny gags, I could think of worse ways to pass the time. So those were my original thoughts. Now, as far as trivia goes, there's really only one, and that's, of course, that we see Edward G. Robinson right there. Why Edward G. Robinson? I don't know, but that's who it is. So taking a look at the cartoon again, there are a few things I did notice this time around, especially in this high-definition version. So first up, I believe it's a model. If it's not, it's a pretty dang good background drawing, I must say. We get a nice, I guess, really corny joke right here, keep off the grass. Haha, right? But yeah, as I mentioned in the original track, why is Porky here? Did he do something so bad that he was forced to go to North Pole, or is he working for something? I don't know. I'm not going to overthink this, okay, guys, but, the mind does wonder, though. One extra little detail I noticed in this high-definition version is that photo of Petuna right there. How about that? Does this count as another appearance by her? I don't know, you be the judge, but it's amazing how the extra definition can bring out some of these extra details one would never have noticed, not just in DVDs, but also in washed-out, faded broadcast masters. I gotta love this Grand Hotel reference. Look, yes, there was a novel and a movie that came out in 1932, but I think this is just a reference to the Grand Hotel in New York City, and maybe that's why Porky was banished. Maybe he was stealing too many hotel tales. I don't know. Easily the best animated moment in this short is this bit right here, and it's a shade of things to come. Basically, once Clampett takes over Tex Avery's unit, he becomes the, Clampett that we all know that more for with all those colour shorts he would do. But it was nice to see that even at this stage with the original crew, he would attempt some really wild and wacky animated moments such as this.
Let's rub noses like the Eskimos is. Don't you know that's Eskimo for I love you?
Another major highlight of this, and it seems to be a staple of the Clampett shorts around this time, is a prominent song, and in this case it's Let's Rub Noses, and it's a catchy song. Yes, the word Eskimo, as I understand it, is now considered more or less a slur, but it's still a catchy tune, and it's just the lyrics are rather unfortunate today. Now, whether intentional or not, this Icebestos is of course a play on asbestos, and if you watch a lot of cartoons of the 30s, I know I do, you'll see a lot of curtains saying asbestos, especially in farmyard settings and all that sort of stuff. So, again, I don't know if Clampett was deliberately playing on that or just playing on words, but that's where that comes from. Now, for those of you who are fairly new here and aren't aware, Clampett was an animator at Tex Avery's unit before, through a series of events, ending up with his own unit. Now, at this point, there's no question that Clampett's shorts and Avery's shorts are completely different. They have different styles, if you will, different approaches to gags and story and so on. There are two gags here, though, that are clearly inspired by Tex Avery. So the first one is the shadow, which is dying by those bullets. And then the drunken penguin gag is something that clearly Tex would have done in any one of his shorts around this time, or even in the future over at MGM.
You never even touched me.
And now from the Bob Clampett retrospective video, here is a sample of what we discussed about when it came to Polar Pals. The next one's a really good one though, and that's Polar Pals. Although it does have the big sin of having penguins in the North Pole, which penguins don't live in the Northern Hemisphere, so,
This is scientifically inaccurate.
And we all know what Manny's going to say. It's like, I hope somebody got fired for...
You read my mind, I swear. I hope someone was fired for that blunder.
That's right, but no.
That's the fourth one today.
I don't watch these cartoons for realism. I'm just having a bit of fun with that. But no, it's a fun cartoon. It really is, and Porky's actually used a little bit more in that one too. But Fox, because you put your name down for this one, what are your thoughts on the Polar Pals?
Well, on the one hand, this is also kind of a run-of-the-mill story about Porky saving animals on the North Pole. But this is just such a fun cartoon. All the characters look super appealing and fun. It's wonderfully animated, but especially the backgrounds I want to pay attention to, because if you just look at this cartoon and just look at the backgrounds, it's actually really soothing, and they make great use of the gray colors, I think, in this one.
It's definitely one of Clampett's best around this particular time, especially when his stuff tends to be going to more hit and miss, at least for me anyway. Now for my final thoughts. Look, this short is most certainly not one of Clampett's best overall, but it is definitely one of the better ones during this period where he was only allowed to do Porky shorts. The animation's great, the gags are funny, the song is very catchy, and its short length in comparison to the average Warner short length means it doesn't overstay its welcome. It's just not a standout to me, and it's not one that I revisit very often as a result, so I give this one about a 7 or a 7.5 out of 10. But really, you can't go wrong here for a nice 6 or so minute distraction. But before I finish this review, I need to ask, does Porky die at the end? Check out the footage at the end in a moment and let me know what you think, and whether you think that was a subtle hint at Clampett's dissatisfaction of only being allowed to do Porky shorts. But that'll do it for this review, so thanks for watching, and until next time, take care.
Oi, oi, whoopee.